Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time and coming and showing up with us and joining the conversation on topics that are of interest to women over 60. I am having my cup of tea this morning. I'm trying something a little different. It's cinnamon tea. I use cinnamon in all kinds of things, but I've never had a cinnamon tea. So I'm trying that in my really sweet little cup. Oh, it's almost too full. Can you see this cup? I just love it. I bought it in a little recycling place. It's cool. Cool cup, just one of a kind. So I hope you got a drink of coffee or tea or juice or something that's going to make you feel great for today. And I want to share something with you that maybe will just kind of give you something to think about today and open your mind to the things that will bring us opportunities in our 60s that we may have not thought about. But before I start, I do want to thank our sponsors for today's show. It's Puritan's Pride. Now, we love talking about health and well-being here at 60 and Me. Honestly, we do think it's like one of the most important things that you can think about. Health is so critical to everything else that we do, staying healthy and well. And if you check out the Puritan's Pride website, you can find out how nutrition can help you to get more from life. So thanks to Puritan's Pride. Now, I have an article I want to share with you. We wrote it a while ago, actually, and I just went through it myself. And at first, the headline, the title is something like 5 Ways to Move Your Body, Mind, and Attitude. And I thought, oh, here we go, another exercise thing that everybody knows about, and we all know we have to move. But it's more than that. And I wanted to reflect on this movement of not just our bodies, but our attitudes and other things to do with being a 60-year-old woman. You know, it's a time of transition. It's a time of taking chances. It's a time of feeling the vulnerability of being 60 and the opportunity, what's ahead of us. And I know it can be quite frightening. I've heard people use the word scared, in their 60s. And I do understand that. I really do. But we have to be proactive. We really do. We have to get out there and do things that are going to make us feel strong and healthy and in control of our lives. So the first thing, remember there's no magic cure, by the way. There's no silver bullet. It's not like I'm going to say, drink cinnamon tea and everything's going to be great. You can feel depressed or sad or a whole spectrum of emotions one day, and then the next day feel super positive and upbeat. So simply by moving our bodies, our minds, and our attitudes, we can actually redefine. We can rewire ourselves a little bit so that we're more balanced and tempered in the way we look at our lives. Now, moving our bodies. Okay, we all know we've got to move our bodies, right? Exercise is important, and we want to get out there and do something that's going to be good for you. So walking is one thing. Walking is fine. If you walk with a bit of intention, a bit of movement, rather than just ambling along like I sometimes do. Moving is, everything changes. I mean, we do start to feel more positive, more engaged, and like we're doing something good for our bodies. Instead of jumping on a bus, if it's only a mile, maybe walk. Take your time, take a bottle of water with you and just walk. And walking along the way, you might bump into someone, you might experience something that is really good for you on just more than the physical level. Just set an alarm and get up early in the morning, 15 minutes, and you go for a walk. If you live in an apartment, walk up and down the stairs. Just do anything to get moving. Moving your mind, that's the next thing. And I think this is a really tricky one because we know that our thoughts guide our actions. So that's important to think about. If you're worried, it's going to have an impact on your motivation to move physically, and it's going to have that depressive quality that can actually have harmful effects on your body. So do something to engage your mind, to move your mind. Read a book. Do a crossword puzzle. Do something with your opposing hand, with the hand you don't always use. Do something that is challenging your mind to think. Do a puzzle or go onto our 60ME games site there. It's free. You can play all kinds of word games and Scrabble and strategy games. That's one option. Focus on something else than what's on your mind and worrying you. It's super important that you do that. It's easier to just let it go, but I know how hard that can be. I was actually looking at my notes here because Sophia Loren, a great actress, said, "There's a fountain of youth. It is your mind. your talents, the creativity that you bring to your life and the lives of those people that you love. When you learn to tap this source, you will have defeated age. It's a pretty powerful thought that the fountain of youth is your mind. So I don't know what you think about that, whether that resonates with you or whether it just sounds like words, but I think there's definitely some truth to it. So the other thing that we think about is not just moving your body and your mind, but moving your ideas and your biases. In 60 years, we've accumulated a lot of experience, a lot of things have happened to us that have shifted us one way or the other, to our political beliefs, to our biases about the world, about people. You know them better than I do. I don't know your biases, but I do know that over the years we've woven them into our life, so we don't sometimes even notice it. We don't even notice that we're responding a certain way to an issue in society or a political position. It's just kind of what we've always felt, or what someone has told us we should feel or believe. And so the idea here is to move your ideas and biases just into a neutral zone. When someone raises an issue that is different than yours, has a little bit more of a different lens, instead of jumping at it and opposing it and saying, oh, I disagree with that, be open to what other people think and at least listen. And when you've listened and you've found hopefully something that is similar, like you both want to achieve the end goal, that you have a different approach to getting there, at least acknowledge that you want the same outcome, and then just say, I have a different way of getting to that outcome. Would it be okay if I shared that with you? Have a conversation that is civil rather than immediately leaping to key words that respond, that initiate a response. So consider things from a different point of view. Just be a bit more flexible. And I think if there was one thing that we need in this world today, it's that. It's just to move your ideas and biases into neutral until you can have a conversation and understand where the differences really are, and maybe they're not that far apart. Move your routines. This is another one that's really important. Move those routines. Instead of doing the same old things every day, move them around. Go work out in the morning instead of in the evening. Have breakfast for dinner. Have dinner for breakfast. I haven't done that before, but I've had breakfast for dinner. Do something that you wouldn't normally do. Take a new route. If you're driving or walking to the shops or somewhere that you go every day, go somewhere different. Take a jog. Go down one street, go the other way. Look at different houses, different situations. If you're driving, of course, just take a different route. Just go. There's all kinds of side roads and little deviations that you can take without getting too lost. But, just create your own new routines. If you always read a certain genre of book, try something different. Try science fiction as opposed to just fiction. Try a new recipe. If you're always used to having the same meal every day or something similar, try something a little different. New flavor of ice cream, a new cup of tea, whatever you think is going to give you that kind of, this is something different. And those, because those routines we can be slaves to our routines, and it's nice to be free of those and to have the freedom to try what is not in the normal path. I think that's a really important one. And the final one is really move your view. Now, the view can be your physical view. It could be moving your house if you needed to move into a new place. It's just like changing the world around you, or on a subtle level, seeing the whole world from a different perspective. This will affect our moods and our health. And, it's like, just keep open-minded to how your behavior is being affected by what you're seeing out your window, your virtual window, or the window of your soul and your heart. So in summary, keep moving your body, your heart, moving your ideas, your routines, your views, and just do something different, just to walk in someone else's shoes. I think it could make the world a better place and make you feel happier and healthier. I think Einstein, actually, looking at my notes, he said, life is like riding a bicycle. You keep your balance, you must keep moving. So keep moving, all those areas that we talked about this morning. And next time, you're feeling a little bit down, just try shifting one of these things, moving one of these things, and see how it makes you feel. Hope that's been helpful, useful, fun. I always try to cover topics that I think are going to, be of interest in a way that stimulates you to think differently about something and incorporate it into your life. So hope that you found it interesting. So let's go back to the basics. What are the things you're going to do today to move your body? Well, and the second question is kind of what biases do you have that you think you could change? So those are a couple of questions to start a conversation. What biases do you have that you think that you could change, and what physical things, what ways can you move your body today? Okay, so I look forward to reading the comments in the section below. Thank you for being here. Please check out our other channels. Check out all that we're doing on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else. And also tell your friends about 60andMe. And remember this article today about moving, and tell us how you move your body and how you can move some biases. That'd be really interesting. Take good care, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again very soon. Bye-bye for now.